Erykah Badu is being bad. Here now with our entertainment attorney, James Walker. A new music video out. It's called Window Seat, and a very provocative video walk where she basically strips, right, during this video. And
she walks down JFK.
You can see it here. This is in Dallas on the same street that John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and she is doing a little strip tease here. It's called Window Seat, and I guess there's a message here. But it created a lot of attention, as you can see walking through here now. Surprise, surprise, she's promoting a new album called America Part 2.
New America.
New America Part 2, and this is part of her promotional pitch, I guess. There she's falling down, and it's akin to the assassination of JFK. Was this video one insensitive?
No, I didn't find it insensitive. I found it poorly thought out from a legal standpoint. You know, she was charged with a misdemeanor, disorderly conduct.
Right.
So I thought from a standpoint of her staff members clearing with Dallas that she's going to walk down Dealey Plaza where JFK was assassinated in broad daylight, full view, and do a striptease in front of children and adults. I thought they could have cleared that. But from a First Amendment, freedom of speech, you know, all the other things we argue for as lawyers, I thought it was kind of brilliant by her, and the record is number 4 this week. So
well,
I thought,
sort of a shame. I mean, it looks like on one hand you could say it's a shameless attempt to promote the album. That if you want to really get eyeballs and get a buzz, you walk around butt naked in Dallas, and everyone will talk about it like we're doing here on the show.
Exactly.
Your album sales go up, and to some degree, you say, boom, check. So, are we being, as the public, did we bite, so to speak?
Oh, we totally bit. Yeah. We totally bit. She's moved over 100,000 records. And clearly, she has people who have never heard of Erykah Badu talking about this video. Now, as my client,
she's in very good shape, by the way.
As my client, I would not want her. I'll leave that alone. I would not. We talk about Tiger next. I would not want to advise a client to go out and strip in the middle of broad daylight because you want to sell records. But you gotta give hats off to artists like her and Madonna who continually find a way to stay on the front page. You know the videos Madonna has done where she's crawling all over the floor or wearing revealing outfits, and she sells a gazillion records. So I wonder here if this was her attempt so that, as you say, we would bite, or if this was, as she puts it, grossly misunderstood by all of America.
But the media is culpable here, too, including this show here, right?
Sure.
We got involved, and it's, you know, whether you want to call it provocative or thought-provoking. I mean, at the end of the day, when you really think about it, she had an album out, and she got eyeballs and sold records.
Which is an excellent album. If you go online and you hear it, it's an excellent album. I must point that out. But, yeah, the media is partly at fault here.
So let's segue. How big now does she get? Where was she before this? And what's her talent really like? I mean, I'm familiar with her work, but, you know, how good is she?
Sure. Erykah Badu is considered the princess of this neo-soul sound. Jill Scott, India Arie, Common. There's a whole bunch of artists who we kind of consider neo-soul. They're kind of this generation's Marvin Gaye's, the singers of the 70s that we all grew up on in the 60s. Erykah Badu is considered from the Motown era as a part of that neo-soul sound, which is kind of the fusion between hip-hop and R&B and very sultry, very sexy, little lyrical poetry kind of thing going. So her radar was in that crowd. Now that she's done this, it's obviously put her on mainstream networks and mainstream media outlets. The question is, can she explain it? And she really hasn't explained it. She said it was grossly misunderstood. She was on Wanda Sykes' show, and she tried to explain it, but we really don't know why she gave us a window view to this video, Window Seat, and why she would have to strip naked.
Yeah, and Wanda Sykes had her own spoof on that. I don't know if you saw that or not, but Wanda Sykes had her own little spoof on that, which was typical Wanda Sykes.
Okay.
Let's segue now from provocative to provocateur. Tiger Woods and all the different paramours he's had, and he's back now. Today's Sunday. He's at the Masters. He's apologized twice, and from a image-building standpoint, can he do anything else, Walk?
Well, first of all, we don't need any more press conferences. I wish he would have done this press conference a month ago or 2 months ago, but I understand why he did it at the Masters. The Masters is very controlled. The crowd is not going to be able to scream at him, as we know. So it was clearly a smart move to say, okay, I'm going to do a free-for-all open press conference. However, I think this late in the game, it kind of reignites the whole wave of media that we've been dealing with since Thanksgiving Eve, I believe, or Thanksgiving night when he had the car accident. Did she beat him up with a club with his wife, Elin, Mrs. Woods? So I was a little thinking, you know, this was a little late. But however, as I said in the beginning, if he would have come out and done what we always call the 5 R's, the regret, the remorse, the responsibility. Then he could have rehabilitated himself by just showing some regret, response, remorse, and some kind of level of I respect what I did here with regards to the woman he's abused as well as the woman he's with.
But aren't we overly enamored with the whole infidelity issue? You have the whole Jesse James, Sandra Bullock issue. You have Tiki Barber and his wife. You have the boss, Bruce Springsteen, being accused of infidelity with one of his assistants. I mean, we're used to athletes, celebrities being involved with infidelity. The intensity here for Tiger Woods was unlike any I've ever seen.
Well,
I wrote a column where I said, you know what, and we had talked offline, the fact that you have a black athlete who took over a white sport, who married a white woman, who had white paramours, to what degree did that drive this sort of unnatural fascination with this particular case of infidelity? David Letterman, John Edwards, Bill Clinton, we've had cases and cases. This was extraordinary, the attention given to this.
Sure. Well, this is the biggest endorsement star on the planet. This, outside of Michael Jordan, I don't think
even Jordan had his issues.
Right, but I don't think we've seen anyone that has come into a predominantly white sport like golf and done the things that Tiger has been able to do. And I think there was some level of, aha, you're human too. For the first time at that press conference, he really appeared to be human and normal and humble and vulnerable. And I think he's gonna probably have his best golf year ever because I think he has a greater appreciation for the game. But to get back to your question, I think some of it, obviously race is a factor, but I think a lot of it has to do with this guy carried himself in a way that he made a social contract with people that said, I'm being this guy. I'm Tiger Woods. I'm a clean-cut guy, a husband, a father. Yeah, right. And when it all fell apart, you've got to answer.
We got to run. We got to run, Walk. We got to run. We're going to come back with more and thank all our guests. Scott Gray, Michael Fidelli, James Walker. You can send your show comments or requests or even watch us again at ctnow.com. And friend us on Facebook. Become a friend of the Stan Simpson Show. We're on Twitter, too. Look out for our tweets. Lori Perez and The Real Story are next for the good folks here at Fox 61. I'm Stan Simpson. We'll see you next week.